This episode of Super GG Radio is brought to you by our Patreon. Patrons of the show can get our Dogs of Super GG Radio newsletter, Super GG Radio stickers to slap on your closest PC or bag, input on what we cover, game nights with the hosts, and even a chance to win a copy of an indie we talked about. Not only that, but 90% of all patron contributions go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Visit patreon.com/superggradio to learn more.
What's good, Internet, and welcome to session 206 of Super GG Radio, where friends chat about video games and all things adjacent. Welcome to the wackiest and tackiest podcast located somewhere between Iowa and Ohio. I am your host and clown of the hour, Eric Getty Gettinger. With me, as always, is verbose video game veteran Alex Arona.
Don't use those college words here. People come to listen to me, and I said, shut up.
Feisty today. Let's keep that energy, at least for the next 3 minutes. Also with us is a man who needs no introduction.
Jetty, I think you've hit rock bottom here. You can't even introduce me. Hi, my name is Joel DeWitt.
Yeah, real lazy this week.
Hello, Joel.
Who's that?
I don't know. I can't see him. He's got his camera off. This week I'm playing with fire. Let's welcome Alec Parks, who sure is here right now. Right here now.
I sure am. Well, let's get into that hot, steamy video game content.
Ooh, like that.
This whole thing is going off the rails.
Yeah, you're gonna like it too.
So, I hear hot steamy and I think like sauna. So, do you think there's a video game sauna somewhere? Does somebody own a video game sauna?
I
mean, where they can play games in a sauna?
Yes.
Sure.
And video game accessories?
No.
No, I think we could do it. We could build it.
I've almost bought several houses that all had saunas, so...
Now, you couldn't have the console inside the sauna, right? It had to be some sort of setup with the screen inside.
You could,
separate...
if it's properly not, like, you'd have to build a box around it, and it would have to be properly ventilated. It wouldn't be physically there for you to touch unless you rigged something up. Yeah, you don't want it to get any moisture in it.
If you can't touch it, what's the point?
I recently met a Z-list celebrity who was encased in plexiglass. I feel like that might be the way to go.
You can't just say Z-list celebrity. You gotta name names.
Nope, you don't tell anybody. We're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna have to pay him royalties. He seems like that kind of guy.
Oh, God, yeah, he does.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in plexiglass.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, too?
Yeah, of course I do. He sent pictures. See, Joel, my problem with that is I know that you have an Xbox and explicitly use it for streaming. So why would you need to touch? Why you need touch?
I just want the opportunity.
Why
I want
you
the
touch?
Option.
Hand
Okay?
check.
I don't want
Hand
a
check.
closed door.
Hand check.
Everybody pass their hand check.
Okay.
First and foremost, this is an audio format podcast.
That's why it's good that you told the audience that everyone passed
Yeah,
the hand check.
right.
All right. This week we're going to be blasting through content. I guess we only have 2 slices of the pie in early adopters. For some reason, there were 3 last night. We're gonna
I can add a third. I got one.
We're going to grab the coffee with the news and then see what Alex has finished in our backlog. Alex, what you playing? Just kidding. That's somebody else's bit. We can't do that.
I didn't finish it.
You're also in trouble.
Yep. Oh, man, we're going to get so...
Yep.
Well, the Birches are fine. They have enough money. They got the Mythic Quest money. They're good.
You just need to tweak it a tiny bit so you got plausible deniability.
Mm-hmm. It falls
Hey,
under
Alex,
parody.
1 to 2 words.
What have you been playing?
Maybe, hey there, Alex.
Okay.
So we add in an extra word. It seems less.
Hey there, Alex. What you gaming?
Yeah.
Close?
Yeah, that seems close enough without actually touching. All right. we got a podcast to do here. All right. Yep. early adopters, where we play alphas, betas, and games. We got content flying in your face. It's all, you get that out of here. You get that out of here, Alex. You get that out of here.
Question mark.
No, don't. You can save that for another week when we got less content.
Today.
Yeah, just mild spoilers. All right. We're going to start with the bonus game, Super Astrovade. Super Astrovade. As you would expect based on the title, you're evading everything. Every single thing.
I just got that. I'm quick.
It's a real Phoenix Down moment, isn't it, Alec?
It is.
You're not alone.
Super Astrovade. This would be, how do I want to describe it? Top-down, reminiscent of games that we've played before.
They call these bullet hells.
It's bullet hell-y.
Or what was that one? Geometry Wars?
Yeah.
Geometry Wars.
There was one on PlayStation 3 that I can't think of the name of now.
Resogun
was PlayStation 4, but kind of similar. It was around a globe. You flew around the globe and shot things as a spaceship. And of course, I can't remember it now. But
yeah, you shooting a lot of stuff in this one?
No.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, you have a boost, and then you have a shield that you can detonate if you collect enough of the items that are sitting around the screen.
And it's a lot.
It is truly a bullet hell. It's just nonstop, wave after wave.
Well, I mean, like, just to get your shield max to do the giant explode.
You need like 8, I want to say. 8 pieces.
It said 10.
Is it 10?
Yeah.
It felt like I needed a lot.
You're a spaceship. You're a little spacey spaceship, and you have a boost. Your boost will thrust you forward, but create flames out your butt. Mm-hmm. And by creating the flames out your butt, that actually hurts the enemies as well. So that's pretty cool to be able to like boost, but you have to like, I definitely did that on accident where I just spun myself. I was about to run into an enemy, spun myself the opposite direction and boosted, and I was like, oh, he died. Weird. So, because at that point, the first like 5 runs, I killed nothing. Mm-hmm. Because I was still trying to figure out how to kill anything, and it turns out it's the boost. And then once you've collected enough shield, you will then explode and kill any enemy that doesn't have a shield, and then any ones that do, their shields will be gone. It's very cool. The big, I think, like the big visual adjustment that makes it like stand out is that as you get to the edges of the arena, because it's a pretty small arena, it bends like a CRT that you would see in an arcade. So it does have like it's not a globe, but it definitely is like a CRT kind of rounded effect.
It's that convex shape, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like it's curving. The curvature is coming towards you on the screen, and it is a neat. Gosh, it's a neat visual style that I don't think I've seen too often in a game like this. That coupled with having a really confined space, which a lot of these games are a lot more open space. For example, Super Stardust HD was the game I was thinking of.
Oh, cool.
For those who were wondering. But like that, it's very open-ended. Yes, you're stuck on a globe, but you've got a lot of different degrees and angles to go about it. This one, you're really in a confined spot, and like you said, the bullet hell is there. It's oppressive. And not having an offensive weapon makes it all that much more harrowing. I never got used to the actually using the boost to hit things. So my highest scores, I ended up just sort of dodging between things, gathering up items to do the big bomb move, and then blasting that away and getting a decent clip out of that. But it would take some real finesse, I think, to get that good at this game.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, I just got when I started to get real frantic, I just started boosting every direction. And if you have a shield and you get hit, your shield kind of explodes and you have a little bit of an invincibility frame. You know, your ship kind of blinks as you would in like the old school shooters. So what I would do is I would use that to get more shield and boost. And so the whole screen just looked very frantic as I'm like bouncing. I started ping-ponging across the screen, just hoping to get another piece of shield, and then it would explode again. And I'm just boosting, like I'm just tapping, boost, and it got real frantic. I actually at a certain point go, okay, if I'm actually gonna make a decent score, I can't do this. This is not sustainable in any way. It's completely out of control. Mm-hmm. But it was very funny.
The handling, superb. I felt like I could turn super quick and just maneuver better than I was expecting for a ship like this.
Well, the maneuverability is key here. If you can't dodge, you die.
I mean, even if you can dodge, you still die, right?
Well, it's
Alex?
true.
Oh, yeah, plenty. A lot.
So Alex did tell us his high score. Was that just your preliminary high score, or did you end up doing better than that?
Getty, who do you think I am?
I think you're the kind of guy that would go back and try again.
Nope. No, well, that was like the 20th try, so no. I got 629.
Did anybody else care to write down theirs?
Mine was in the 4,000 range.
Oh, jeez.
It's pretty
Wow.
good.
You got the explosion more than once?
Yeah. And as somebody who did not figure out how to do the whole turn and use your boost, it was a lot of dodging and harrowing moments trying to make it through there. I tried several times to get to that point, and even then I was like, drop the computer. I think that's about as good as I can do today.
I don't know how you did that. Alec, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What did you get?
I only got 216.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Get it?
I had 1,537. Not
Joel,
bad for...
you seem to be the winner of this contest.
That's a rare W for me. I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't know how you guys got the shield more than once. I got it in the beginning, and that was pretty much it. I just had to, like, duck, dive, dodge, and duck.
Luck. Luck is a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they spawn more shield when you kill an enemy.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. And part of the trouble with trying to save it up for the big explosion, when you get hit, you drop all of it. And then you
All the
have
way
to
back to
start
zero.
all over to
Yep.
collect 10. Yep. So, not a preferred solution. Like, I actually think the way you handled it was kind of smart with just trying to daisy chain between the different shield pickups, because that does give you a lot more flexibility to work through things.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Super Astrovade.
Check it.
Yeah, check it out. Real neat. Not too much just yet, but I'm hoping that there's going to be more game modes probably in the near future. This was a play test, so go out there, give it a shot, see how you do.
And as Devolver says, check a look.
Yeah. Do that. The other game that we played,
Yeah.
the other game that I forced everybody to play because I saw that it was...
Turok Johnson.
Yep. We played Second
Turok
Extinction.
to rock you all night.
So Second Extinction has actually been around for a little bit. Still in development. I believe that it was originally released to the public to play with 2020. If the Epic Game Store can be trusted. Nobody knows if that's true, but the thing about Second Extinction is that it's best played with friends.
Yeah, it is.
This is you can do single player, but it's like squad based. You are just a whole bunch of dudes, a whole bunch of people fighting off hordes of dinosaurs. You go down to the planet, you complete some different objectives. You're picking up dino DNA, you're picking up ammo, just mowing through tons of dinosaurs and watching your friends get mowed down by dinosaurs too.
This is an extraction shooter, and I will say I was like, oh man, dinos, we're going to be shooting dinos all day. And then at the same time I found out, I was like, oh, there's only like raptors. It's just straight raptors. We're not hitting bird pterodactyls. We're not doing T-Rexes. We're doing nothing. It's just raptors. And then we get to the end, and a giant Triceratops rams Getty halfway off the map.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Define extraction shooter.
So that's a new up-and-coming genre, the original being Tarkov. The idea is you get sent down in a map with only the things that you can carry and bring with you. So you pick a gun and a loadout, and you have to go and do missions and collect resources. If you die, you lose everything in that run. So you have to get in, grab your stuff, and get out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's a lot of like up-and-coming games that have been doing this. Extraction, Rainbow Six Extraction.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Call of Duty mode now that's an extraction shooter. Yep. There's a couple of them now starting to pop up. That's a new up-and-coming genre. And I've played a couple in beta test before for this podcast.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the names now. But in this case...
It's okay, they don't count. This is all that matters. Second Extinction.
Yeah.
It is a hero shooter. In some ways, you do have a superpower. There's 3 different classes that you can choose from, and then variants, just guy or girl. Those are the variant that you're able to select after you pick what you want to do. So you got long range, you got like a tank, and then a scout. I would say
it's either you have a minigun, a sniper rifle, or just a generic like SMG assault rifle.
But you get more unlocks as you gain levels, as you complete missions down on the planet. We went from level 2 when we started, and then it jumped up to level 4 and played for maybe half an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was a lot.
That mission we went for an hour because because while you're on the planet, it's like, hey, you need to get these cargo tankers, and you need to get them shipped up. But and by doing that, you have to go and destroy these little drones, and they give you the information you need. But then on top of that, as you're there, it's like, oh, by the way, can you go get some dinosaur eggs? And oh, by the way, can you go do this other thing? Oh, by the way, while you're here, and they just keep throwing additional missions for additional loot. But you have to remember that the entire way, if you die, your team dies, you lose what you had. So you really are trying to be, it's a risk reward of doing more to survive. And it's much easier when you have the full, the 3 to 4 man squad, because if you go down, which we did several times, someone was there to pick us up.
Mm-hmm.
I can confirm there is fall damage in this game.
Yeah.
But no friendly fire.
Thank goodness.
Did you ever figure out a way to jump on those things that you tried to
It slowly moved you off.
Yeah,
because you are extracting different pieces of tech and stuff with giant thrusters that shoot into the sky, and your team pick them up. And I kept trying to ride them, and they would slowly shove me off so I wouldn't get taken into the atmosphere.
Surprisingly, it's like somebody programmed it so that you wouldn't be able to ascend into the atmosphere.
You mean not have fun? Yes, Getty. It was programmed to not let me have fun.
Oh, that must be why I enjoyed this so much. So this is the stupid kind of, you are running around, as it was said, you get different objectives, and one person usually runs off while 2 other people are like, hey, maybe I'll do this side quest here. At one point, it was like, hey, capture some raptors. And then I was just standing trying to olay raptors into a special area on the ground so that it would clamp up and capture them in, and then it rocketed them into space so that you had test subjects.
And I was with you, but it was all of a sudden Joel's like, wait, where are you guys? I went all the way over here. And we're like,
he's like, I beat the game already. What?
And then that happened with me as well, where all of a sudden I was like, oh God, I'm getting swarmed. Guys, help me. And then you guys are like, we went this whole other direction. Where are you? I'm like, oh no.
We went towards the objective. No? All right.
I was going around. I was taking a secondary path, and that did not bode well for old Alex here.
Yeah, for sure. This is... I can understand why it's been in development for a while. It's a genre that you need to have different objectives, different goals in mind as you play so that people come back and they continue to play. A little off-putting that the majority of the dinosaurs that we saw were raptors, but it was very comical when we got to the end and we were waiting for our extraction, just watching wave after wave of raptor and then a triceratops just bound in and full-on tackle me. Yeah, this is get your friends together. You got to play some second Extinction. Hopefully it comes to some other place than the Epic Game Store, but this was a pleasant surprise for something they were just giving away for you to play for the week.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. As far as it going to places other than Epic, it's been on Steam for 3 years.
So about the same length of time, still in early access?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is a game that one of these days it's going to be there.
I'm sure it's got a good release. It's going to be a good release plan as it's been going and doing the early access thing.
Yep. Here's hoping, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so in lieu of a third game this week, we're just going to watch Alex as he dances across the screen.
It's an audio medium, Getty, so they can't see these sick moves.
Well, all 10 of our viewers can definitely confirm what you're doing. Right, Alec? 10 viewers?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. 10 to some power viewers.
He just has a taste of the shades for those who are listening.
It's it's a shoulder shimmy.
Thank you for dancing. Well, that sure was a dino-packed early adopters. I feel like that would have worked better if there was a third game here. Maybe we'll build a time machine and go to next week. Until then, let's take a break. Oh, hey. Hey, news. Prepare yourself for content. Ah!
Ah! Spirit bomb.
Joel, hand check.
Joel, spirit bomb.
How is Alex going to save the world if you don't raise your hands?
Yeah, you got to get to harness the power of nature.
Of all living things.
Mm-hmm. That's how it works. Otherwise, what are we doing here?
I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, news for this week. We got... Some of these are just questions, so let's just do it. Atari is acquiring more than 100 PC and console titles from the 80s and 90s, including Bubsy, Hardball, Demolition Racer series, as well as the 1942 Pacific Air War, F-117A, and F-14 Air Combat series. Congratulations, Atari.
Bubsy was never good.
Oh, man. Why you gotta be so mean?
You ever play Bubsy 3D?
Here we go.
No.
Did you ever play Sonic 3D?
Yeah, Sonic 3D Blast, better than Bubsy.
I'm just saying you can't use the 3D as your example of a bad game.
Play Bubsy 3D and then talk to me. It is possibly one of the worst games
Ever created. Right next to that one that Alex made in college. Check it. It's on the internet. All right.
I do want to just say, like, beyond the memification of this, who they're acquiring actually has a big roster of games from the DOS era, Amiga, old Windows titles. So it is actually interesting how Atari's sort of branding themselves almost as an archival type service at this point, and I'm curious to see what else they'll gobble up over time.
Do you want to guess? You want to put it out there? Yeah?
Yeah. Count it.
All right. When that happens, who do we fax over the check to? Alex? All right. You ever get Joel his PlayStation 5?
That's a great question.
That was never a thing that was going to happen.
You sure? I thought that we had video
You're
proof.
the only one that thought that. Also, Joel got a PlayStation 5, didn't you?
I'll take another one.
Nope. Don't get greedy.
He's
What's
got
next?
to. Man, I don't know.
Gots to get paid.
Nicole... know where my mind was going there. A Nintendo Indie Showcase, I guess. Yeah, that seems right.
I gave you the highlights that I think that we care about.
Rift of the Necrodancer, 2 question marks. Crime O'Clock, 1 question mark. Blasphemous 2, 3 exclamation points. Oxenfree 2. Alex is excited for that.
Oxenfree was fun.
You've talked about it on this podcast at least twice. At least twice. Blasphemous, though. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure I was expecting a follow-up so quick to the first one.
I mean, they
To be
teased
fair,
it.
I think we got in it kind of late.
Yeah?
I think it had been out for like at least a year when we started playing it.
When
All
who
right.
started
All right.
playing it? Who?
I attempted it.
You never finished it?
Never finished it.
Oh. I'm
That
so
was tough.
sorry.
I got into it, but it was tough.
Oh yeah. It was definitely one of the more like unforgiving Metroidvanias.
Really? I had a pleasant time with it.
Oh, I did as well, but I think that in the beginning, it's got a really hard like ramp up period. I felt like where I was dying kind of a lot in the beginning until I got a little bit more familiar with how it moved.
Oh, God. Are you okay?
That was bad.
Alex, are you going to be all right?
For right now. For now.
I think part of my struggle with Blasphemous was that the combat itself is so inherently hard that it was a real grind for me to get from point A to point B. And then when I had to backtrack in certain spots, it was a real perilous journey to try to explore. And then sometimes you explore and don't find anything new to go off of, right? So I struggled with that. But I'm happy for people who want more Blasphemous.
I think that again, it's got a real like heavy gravity to it. So I think that once you get past that and you get comfortable with it, it starts to flow better. At least that's how it was for me. It took me a minute to get comfortable with the heavy gravity and the flow.
All right. Well, I see this game came out in the original is 2019. I
Okay.
beat it in 2020. So I think that you guys played it the following year. I believe so. Hold on. There's
That
definitely a way
sounds
to
right.
verify this. I'll just go to this beat list here. And Alex, 2021 Blasphemous.
Yeah, it's a tears.
Yep. So, I do like the inspiration that it draws from. I'm excited to see what they do. Like you said, it wasn't the easiest. I don't feel like it was the hardest game that I've played in this vein. So I could definitely go back in. There was tons of stuff that I'm sure I left unexplored in the original one. But
Did
there's
you run
just...
into the Bloodstained content?
No, isn't that bonus DLC that they gave away at a later date?
Well, it did. I mean, it was added for free.
Right. No.
So I remember, though, I was just exploring the castle, and all of a sudden I ran into the character from Bloodstained and was like, hey, if you want to help me, go through this doorway. And I was like, I got stuff to do.
I'm
And
good.
I never went back. Yeah.
I've
But
got
they were
helmets
there,
filled
just
with
hanging out.
blood to put on my head.
So brutal.
Yep.
You mean that's not a part of your beauty ritual, Joel?
Does my face look like I follow a beauty routine?
I mean, this is 100% Catholicism, if I'm not mistaken.
It's only animal blood for this face. That's how it stays so pretty.
you really want to get weirded out, I'm pretty sure if you look up like outfits like this, they're still present in some countries in Europe for holidays such as Easter. So you should definitely look that up.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm. This is true.
Catholicism's weird, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Can be.
Can be indeed.
I'm kind of Catholic light, though. Like, I was Lutheran, and then I got married into Catholicism, so I'm like diet Catholic.
So you said Catholic light? Is that a rogue light or a rogue like?
I got thrown out of CCD.
More
class.
like a Bud Light, but
So you only get like 80% of the guilt?
yeah, just about.
And then Kid Rock tries to shoot at you.
I do not understand that reference.
Funny, but if he had stayed Lutheran, he'd have about 50 less guilt than he has now. So, okay.
I got kicked out of CCD class. That was fun.
I'm sorry, Alex.
I got, I was a kid up to trouble.
Speaking of a kid up to no good, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Crytek working to ramp up towards Crysis 4. Nope. Just nope.
Well, the problem, the main problem is that Crytek really went like kind of bankrupt and then lost all their IP.
Oh, I wonder if it's because they couldn't play any of their games on any computer at any point in time.
Only a 4090 can handle Crysis 4. A 5090. Do it.
Are we at a point where Crysis is no longer impressive looking?
I thought Crysis 3 always looked kind of good.
I think that if you go back...
But it's also on the Nintendo Switch now, so I don't think...
I don't think it looks good on that platform. I think that if you played it on your computer today, it would probably still hold up. How long you'd be able to play it before your computer melted? I don't know, man. How's the cooling in there?
I think right now the standard is Doom, like Doom 2016.
Yeah.
Even though that runs kind of on everything, that's like where you can really push your computer.
I heard that Doom 2016 plays like a dream on the Nintendo Switch.
It plays surprisingly well.
Prove me wrong.
I mean, speaking of like things not running great on this Nintendo Indie Direct, they definitely were like, hey, look, we're going to play like Escape Academy, which Joel's been playing on PC from Xbox Game Pass. And let me tell you, that thing looked grainy, fuzzy, and hitchy.
Oh, it chugged. It chugged real
real
bad.
chugged on the commercial. In the trailer, it chugged, and I was like, "Oh no, that's not a good sign at all."
No. And I'm gonna say it. They teased Blood of the Lamb DLC. There's no way that was native PlayStation Switch gameplay. Way too crisp, way too smooth. That would have chugged.
Have you gone back?
I don't need to go back.
You don't know. You don't know.
Don't
like
I?
Cult of the Lamb.
Is another ship that Joel abandoned halfway through the adventure.
No, I beat that damn game.
I'm just checking.
You got real defensive there for a second.
I suffered through that game, which I think might
Playing
have
that
been
game
the
is not suffering, Joel.
Real question. How many bowls of poop did you eat?
Oh, so
more
many
than
balls
I'd
of
wish to. My followers definitely had some that died of dysentery. That's what it is, right?
It's a noble death.
Okay.
Noble death.
Next.
Dysentery. I think it's diphtheria. I think dysentery you get from drinking tainted water.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Just
And shooting all the bison.
in case we had to clarify that. Next piece of news: Counter-Strike gun. This is a skin, not an actual gun. Counter-Strike gun skin sells for four. There's no currency here. Is it $400,000 American?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because there's other currencies in the world. 400,000 American dollars. It is the most expensive gun in video game history, and it's just a skin.
That is absurd.
Some of these are unique. You have to depend on your drop rate to hopefully get them. Wasn't there some other... Yeah, there's other like economies for this kind of stuff where people will actively go on and sell skins that they get. PUBG, that was something that people were selling skins on for quite a while. Can you still do it in Fortnite?
I don't know if
Could
you
you,
can sell
could
skins.
you
I know
ever
that-
do it?
I definitely do PUBG. I don't think you could in
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think... I mean, I think that the ones that in PUBG and also like in Counter-Strike are fungible or non-fungible.
So we're doing back to
These are just
NFTs now.
This is just NFTs.
Yeah, but he'll look real cool with that gun skin as he hunts you down.
You're not wrong.
It has more use in something like this
What
as
does
opposed
this?
to...
What does the skin look like? I need to actually know what we're talking about.
I didn't bother to look it up. I imagine it just looks like a gun. Maybe it's a gun on a gun, so it just looks like a gun, double gun.
So you can gun while you gun?
Uh-huh.
Come on, where are you?
While Joel is breaking the internet, let's move on to Alex's new hotness, Monster Hunter Now by Niantic. These are the people that brought you Pokemon Go.
Which
Now
game
you
you
can-
still play.
Yep. Now you can go hunt monsters and get active. Get up off your butt and hunt a monster.
I think this may get me back into being in the real world, Getty. I've been a shut-in for way too long.
I don't believe that that's true for a second.
That he's been a shut-in for too long?
Well, that too, but... Do you want to add anything on it, Alex? Are you hype on this? Is this your...
Oh, no, not at
This is
all.
your fight song?
No, this is dumb, but I also signed up for the beta, so we'll see. I think this stuff is dumb. Like, not that mobile games are dumb. I think that, like... I feel like the Pokemon formula is very specific. It has it has a built-in kind of... It has a built-in model to work for real-world, like, AR games. I feel like Monster Hunter is so involved, and the fun isn't going out into the world and finding the monster. It's the different ways you can fight them, trap them, do the whole thing of like preparing and crafting and creating armor, etc., etc. It's a whole other thing that's not...
Man, I get it. You want to be the very best. Like no one ever was. And it's not about catching them. It's about battling them, right?
It's about cutting off pieces of their body and putting pieces of those body to my arm. Like if I
That
can't...
got really dark.
If I can't skin them alive and then take their bones and craft them into a giant sick buster sword,
So I'm already like
less interested.
spitballing with what I know about Pokemon Go. You do battle. You can go and actively find stuff. And
But am I ripping
you know,
up Pikachu's spine and then grafting it into a sick chest plate, or what are we doing?
There is
you want to
combat.
use every piece of the animal. That's just responsible hunting.
So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I would not be surprised if it did follow something like that, where you get different weapons and they can do different damage. I don't know how you'd be able to switch them mid-combat, but if you encounter a monster in the wild and then have to do a series of screen prompts in order to fight it, and then unlock, and that's how they make their money, is by having you purchase all of these different, whatever you can't harvest. So yeah, I could see this being monetized. This is definitely something that they can play with. I think you'd be surprised what you're going to be able to do with it.
I just don't know if this is this isn't the spirit of Monster Hunter. I don't.
Oh, it will be.
Imagine if you had to buy whetstones.
Nah, he'll get. I think they'll
We're
give
not
those
going
away
back
for
to
free.
whetstones, Joel.
He's
Not
gonna
again.
find him at his Pokestops. All right. So Nintendo wins lawsuit against website used to pirate games. This is
Bowser is now out of jail.
Yeah,
but
Bowser
he will
guy.
be, but he will be giving 30% of his income to Nintendo forever.
You know, because they need that.
Yep. Perpetuity.
Well, hopefully he finds a side hustle where he's able to sell more Nintendo games and, you know, make a little bit of money on the side.
Good guy. Good guy Nintendo.
Moral of the story is, There's no moral.
Don't
There
start
are no morals.
ROM hacking sites.
Well, maybe do.
No.
Just don't get caught.
ROM hacking is okay. It's the ROM pirating that's bad.
No, again,
It's also the wrong. It's the distribution and sale of.
that's why I
this
said don't
stuff,
make a
too.
website. Don't make a website. Use the dark web.
Oh, yep. That's what we needed.
We can talk about the Undernet and the Backlog Blog.
Dark web.
Hardy har har. Did you guys hear that Knuckles is getting his own TV spin-off? It's going to take place between Sonic 2 and 3, those films.
Mm-hmm.
And it will still feature Idris Elba.
I didn't know
And it
that
will-
bit, but I approve.
It will continue to be faceless. But from my understanding, they gave him the cool like Australian hat, which is actually some personality, so that's good.
Well-
Does the hat make the man? Is that what we're talking about?
It's more about how can we make this less generic, actually give the character a costume outfit that he actually has. Oh, we could tell it's Knuckles because he's got his Knuckles hat.
Just slap a pair of pants on him and he's fine, right?
Watch Sonic Boom, Joel. Get with the times.
Watch Sonic, but no, don't do that. Okay.
I've heard good things about that. There's
not bad.
Sonic Prime is the new one.
Oh, son of a...
My
Doesn't
kids
matter.
got into that too.
Sonic.
Yeah,
No,
it was.
you're supposed to be the trendsetter. Don't let them dictate your life now.
No, you
All right.
got this totally mixed up.
Is this the Mimi one? I don't know if I want it to be the meme one.
I thought Sonic Boom was the Mimi one.
Yeah, that Sonic Boom was the meme one. This one's okay. This one looks all right. I'm into it. I'm going to start. Okay, it's on Netflix.
Speaking of memes, you guys hear about that Street Fighter 6 demo now on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5?
Yep, that actually just launched right before this podcast. They
Hey,
had a little
let me tell you
the-
something, Alex.
The little Tunchi
Is-
introduced conversation about Street
Hadouken.
Fighter 6.
Is that an open demo?
For
Yes.
everybody but you.
Damn.
Yep, they said no Joel DeWitts. It was weird.
I feel a little persecuted right now.
As you should.
It should Capcom be persecuting Joel.
You should feel bad.
You know, I'll feel bad once they actually make a good Marvel vs. Capcom game again.
Oh,
and they keep me out.
snap.
Oh, Joel, you know what would make you feel better?
Playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
No, a nice, delicious. Oh, what is it called?
All right. Moments
Getty,
passed.
help me.
You lose.
Dang it!
You know what
Getty,
else
help
is
me.
delicious? Cook Serve
Getty, help me.
Forever entering early access in May.
Coupon code GOAT good game.
Oh, you want me to plug Poggers there? Hey guys, you know what else would go great with that? A nice, delicious drink Poggers. They have energy and sleepy time mixtures. Hey, do you want a discount on that product? Use Good Game at checkout for 10% off of your entire order. That's Drink Poggers. I'm saying this because I'm a clown. All right.
There you go, Joel. That'll make you feel better. Set that one up. Getty spiked it down.
We're
Cook
not
Like
far.
he
serve.
spikes a nice,
We're
delicious
not-
poggers before
We're
bed.
not far from sleepy time. Don't worry.
Cook Serve Forever entering early access in May.
Yeah, is the fourth and possibly final Cook Serve delicious game. They are
How
awesome.
delicious is it?
This team is awesome, and these games are pretty awesome. I've liked every one that I've played, so I think that they do good work, and I'm glad that they have another one. They really rifle them out too.
Nice. All right. That takes us to the best segment of the podcast, the freebies. Freebies.
Freebies.
Freebies.
All right, Alex, are we ready to do this?
I am.
I am not, but we're going to do it anyway. First up, we have Illy. That's ILLIE over at Indie Gala.
Illy is a 2D dungeon crawler, not unlike... Alec, what was that game you had us play?
Which one?
The dungeon crawler that was like pen
Zangband?
and paper?
Oh yeah, Zangband. Yep.
It's like Zangband. You were on a graph moving along these parts, exploring dungeons to your own peril, and it is a roguelike. It's very square.
Just like me. Desktop Dungeon over on Steam.
That one's another roguelike.
Yeah, where you are going through your dungeons, exploring, getting items. Each step into the unknown heals you and reveals new obstacles as you guide fresh heroes to glorious retirement or
You can
What
do
are you
it.
trying to say?
ignominious death. Ignominious? Ignominious?
Yeah.
What does
All right.
ignominious mean?
You know what?
Unknown,
Words
not
don't matter.
glorious.
It's fine.
Deserving or causing public disgrace or shame.
Yeah.
Oh,
I learned
so
a new
just
word,
what I
ignominious.
do week in and week out. Fantastic.
Master tactical spells, appease ancient gods, and get rich through taxidermy in this award-winning quick play puzzle roguelike. On Steam. Desktop Dungeons.
Next one is Monster Museum on Steam in early access.
Have you ever dreamed of having your own museum where you can collect monsters? Dream no further, because now you can do it in a monster museum. You will go into dungeons, fight famous monsters like minotaurs, ogres, and griffins, and mummies, and what look like pyramid weird guys. You put them in jars, and you put them on display in your museum.
Well, now you have my attention.
Yep. You can fish, craft, and curate your own personal monster museum. Enjoy.
Oh boy, this is just the right amount of wacky. All right. Play game for free and opening ticket downloading. All right. Next, Never Alone over on the Epic Game Store.
This is a what seems to be. I'm trying. Well, it's more. It's a 2D. It's a 2D platformer, puzzler, kind of like Inside. But I'm trying to. It's a significant game of impact. It won significant game of impact at the 2015 Game of Change for Change Awards. Oh, here we go. Alaskan Native Elders. It is a storytelling about Alaskan natives. There we go. I wanted to be respectful to the source material.
The Inuit people?
Yeah. Experience the epic journey of Nuna and Fox as they search for the source of an eternal blizzard that threatens the survival of everything they have ever known. Just kind of like Inside, but it actually looks really good.
This one takes place outside.
Yep.
Joel's not impressed. Last up, Beyond Blue over on the Epic Game Store.
Y'all ever wanted to look at undersea animals, take photographs, and get information and learn? No? Well, I mean,
He's
Beyond
just
Blue's there.
asking all of these questions, and nobody's
It's a
engaged.
narrative adventure that takes you deep into our planet's beating blue heart, explore the awesome wonder and unbounded mysteries that exist within the world's oceans, catalog deep sea animals, take photography, unlock 16 mini documentaries called
Ooh.
Ocean Insights that feature footage and interviews with science-leading ocean experts so you could learn while you play.
I do like learning.
So Beyond
right.
Blue.
Go
on the Epic Games
banana.
Epic Games Launcher.
Store. Give that to the kids, Joel.
Yeah, give it to them.
They only accept video games in Roblox form. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, another week of heart-pounding news excitement. I need a break and or a nap to recover from that. Let's do it. Taking a nap break. Oh, we're back. Back with the Backlog Blog, where we play games. Alec, do you want to talk Mega Man this week?
Yeah, we can talk Mega Man this week.
Then we're gonna jack in Mega Man Execute.
Yeah.
Or EXE, whatever you want to say.
Jack in.
For those of you that are living under a rock,
Jack in so you can jack on.
Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection came out last week, eagerly anticipated by several members of the podcast, down to the minute, waiting to purchase it. And then I waited overnight, of course, because Alec suckered me into going with the 2-pack. It's cheaper.
It is.
It's definitely cheaper, and it runs so good on deck. It is, I mean, that's the medium that it belongs on, at least in my opinion.
Oh,
I'm
after
happy
its
that you
legacy,
guys are happy.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, I've been playing. You've been playing?
I've been playing. I just wrapped up Battle Network 1.
You made it all the way through?
Yep.
Dang, I just
Alec,
got
that's
to...
Your first, that's your first game of the beat list for the year.
I know. Woo!
Have you written it on there?
No.
He's streaming through it. I just got to the... What is it? The town. Denton Town?
Oh, Denton. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think after that there's still 2-3 more chapters before I can wrap
there's Dentown, then there's the power plant, and then there's the dark web. So yeah.
Dark
I think just the Dentown and 2 more.
Yes, Alex, there is a dark web. The bad guys, yeah, the bad guys are like the dark web. And so for those of you that haven't ever played it, Mega Man Battle Network takes place in a couple of different places, locations, locales, whatever you want to call it, but you play as Lan. That's the character's name. And you have a pet, which is like a personal assistant kind of thing.
And a USB stick.
It's basically a USB stick with Mega Man on it. And you can jack in to different locations. You just take it and you plug it into, a vase or a television or the phone. And then Mega Man...
your toaster that has Wi-Fi?
Explore. I want to get to that because...
See, I just watched Lucy today, and it sounds just like they're the same plot as Lucy.
What is Lucy?
That's
yeah, I know.
Scarlett Johansson, where the drug that gives her 100% use of her mind or something like that. Yeah, she basically just turns into a supercomputer that can defy the laws of nature.
Oh, I thought it was that one where Scarlett Johansson was the AI.
No, it's kind of like Limitless.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
What was the one where she is the AI? Continue.
Yeah, you go ahead and you Google that. And you let me know.
Her was excellent.
When you are Mega Man, you go and explore random encounters that happen on the internet. Take place on a 9... Well, what, it's a...
2 3x3s.
Yeah, 2 3x3s. I was going to say a 9x9, and that just kind of sounds silly. That'd be 9x3. 6x3?
It'd be 9x3. 6x3, yeah.
Yeah, so, but it's broken up into 2 halves. Your half, you've got 9 squares that you can navigate as Mega Man, moving up and down. You can still use your Buster Cannon, but you get cards that you can play, and you at the beginning of each combat, it'll say, here's 5 cards that you can choose from. Okay? Sometimes you can combine them, sometimes you can use them in conjunction with each other. It all depends on which cards you have in your deck. And your enemies, they are also using just standard abilities, but if you defeat them, you can obtain some of those abilities in the form of the cards. You fight all different kinds of bad guys, mini-bosses, what have you, but I just want to talk about how goofy the premise for this game is and how close to the real world it is now. So
is it Kojima like where it's starting to like bleed into like, oh no, this could be real?
Guys, scenario for you, okay?
A little bit.
You're in your house and your oven just starts on fire, uncontrollably spewing fire. What do you do?
I get out of the house because I have a gas stove oven.
Same here.
Okay, so
Now you jack in with your pet.
yeah, you jack in with Mega Man.
Jack in to jack on. Let's go.
First thing you do is you run up to it and you plug in Mega Man. You go, yeah, let's do this. And you actually do that in the game. So silly enough that at one point Mega Man like gets caught behind a wall of fire, and you're like, oh man, I should do something. So then you take control of Lan, you go up to your room and get a fire extinguisher, and then you come down and you put out the fire. But then you still have to go back in and explore as Mega Man to defeat the boss of that area.
Wait, is it a firewall?
No. But that's good. It's real good.
Okay.
A+. I just how goofy it is that you can plug into just about anything in this game. And
yeah, you weren't joking when you said the plugging into vases and stoplights and everything.
Water fountain, I believe when you get to the water, like the water plant, the water processing plant, they're like, oh man, I wish I could get back there and take a look at what's going on. I'll just plug into this water fountain.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Hit the Wi-Fi on that, and you're good to go.
I mean, the water fountains now are those kind of like in the like the airport ones where it counts how many water bottles it fills, and then also like automatically senses when your water bottle's underneath it. I assume they have Wi-Fi.
It must have some type of detection system to let you know when the filter needs to be replaced. Especially if you're paying
those filters.
If you're paying so much for it. I mean, I hope that they do, but they probably don't. But yeah, so I want to say I'm a little bit more than halfway. It's good to know that Alec has already put a pin in that first one. He can start moving on to, I think, 2 is 2 when they started to differentiate between versions, or is that 3?
That's 3.
Okay, so 3, once you hit 3, there's 2 different versions of the game. And then I never have played any of, 4 and 5? This is the last 2?
4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6. But, it doesn't...
Are you guys going to play different versions of each one? Like, Alec will play one and then Getty play another?
Trade the exclusive Mega Mans.
That's the thing that we can do.
Battle chips. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Battle chips, man.
So
I know a lot of this. I know a lot of these games by proxy. They made it a TV cartoon, too.
Yeah, Mega Man, NT Warrior.
But
Jack on all day.
My main gripe with it is that I feel like they should have integrated some type of like speed up function. It runs like it's still the Game Boy Advance version of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So movement is very slow, even when you're dashing, and the amount of random encounters that you come across, it's not unbearable, but it is random. So you could go like 10 steps, hit a battle, and then go like another 3 steps and hit another battle. Or you could go for almost half a minute without having to fight anything, which is insufferable at times.
I did turn on Max Buster for a little bit because I wanted to see what it did. That was a little nice perk that they put in where they made your Buster do 100 damage.
Okay. So I guess that's their way of helping to speed up the game. But,
yes.
I mean, I do like that it's still challenging. It's not like they made it so that you can just cheese. I mean, I guess you can kind of cheese something like that. But the boss fights, still what I remember. Still a lot of fun. The chip tunes as you run around. It is that stupid Mega Man action that I needed.
Yes.
I don't know. Does this count as Mega Man action?
Mm-hmm. You
absolutely.
still have a Buster. I guess you're not jumping as much, but
Yeah, there's not these like really hard as nails levels.
well, no, they are still kind of difficult to navigate because the screen is limited in the scope that you're able to see, and there's a lot of puzzles as you move around.
Especially the lightning station, the power plant.
So in the first one that you do, the fire, you have a certain amount of flames that you can extinguish. If you do it wrong, you got to run all the way back to the person who gave you the fire extinguisher, and you got to do it again. In the one that I just finished, which was the water filtration plant, there's like ice blocks, and you can only slide on the ice blocks to go a certain direction. So the environment is still tricky. It's just not, you fall off and have to start all the way over.
Insta-death.
But saving, important. Do it often, do it frequently, because there is no autosave.
No, there's not. And let me tell you,
no.
it frustrated me at one point because I got through a couple of areas in the water plant, and I hadn't saved for like an hour.
That's a wall right there. You really have
I
to.
was done. I was done for the day. I was just like, nope. Mega Man is taking a snap now.
Yeah.
Just don't have that luxury of time that we had as kids where an hour was not that big a loss.
No.
Well, we'll definitely revisit this as we make it further in. I'm excited. I can't wait to get to some of these ones that I haven't played before. But at the same time, I think I'm going to take my sweet time with it because there's not really much else I'm waiting for to come out for my deck. And Alec will have a deck soon, I heard.
Correction.
It came already?
What?
Aha!
It came today.
Look at that.
Wow.
So he's going to fire up Mega Man and he's just going to do that.
That was my other impetus for finishing one as quickly as I did. I got it on the Switch, and I was like, well, now I need to do it on the deck. Because those achievements don't transfer.
They do not.
How long did it take to update that thing?
3 minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not... It's
And
not
I got
like
it,
they're...
there was like 6 updates.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember it taking that long. All right, well, anyway. Alex, it is now bonus time. Do you want to talk about your game?
Of course.
You sure?
I mean, I'm not done with it, but yeah.
I am done.
Yeah, I saw.
I made it through the 2D version.
Mine takes a little bit more time than I feel like yours does. Mine takes some setup.
I have played through it before, so...
Mine takes some setup, and also mine takes I need to take very extensive breaks.
So what are these losers talking about? Well, these losers are talking about kill it with fire in VR. Ooh, or me who did it in regular video game.
Kill It with Fire was a game we talked about a few years ago on this podcast, where you are in a spider-infested home and you are murdering spiders to progress through a level. It's kind of a Metroidvania, as in like you'll be in a house, but doors are locked based on how many spiders you kill.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes the exit. So you will have like a stove, and it'll say kill 5 spiders to open the stove, and then you'll get a new weapon. And then to get into the bedroom you need to kill 10 spiders, and then to open the exit doors to kill 30 spiders. And that's kind of how the gameplay goes.
Alex is underselling it. The escalation in this game is amazing. You start out with just a clipboard, and it's like, all right, go find some spiders. And then it's quickly like, all right, I got a can of hairspray and a lighter. I got a gun, multiple guns.
I have a shotgun right now. I definitely have
C4? Did you get the C4?
C4. I have the dynamite. I have a gun with a silencer, which is weird. Like, I don't know if I need to murder these spiders silently. But really, the only answer for me is that, like, if I'm, like, kind of getting tired of a level, I just set everything on fire. And then you see, like, the numbers start flopping off. You're like, oh, ding, ding, ding. And I'm like, oh, I killed, like, 7 of them there. Good work.
But
Let's
Alex...
go to this next object and set this entire shelf on fire. Oh, you killed 5 more. And it's like...
one of the other things... you have to tell me if it's in the VR version, but there are bonus objectives that you complete in the stages. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's one of the things where it might be a good idea if you're just trying to get out of the level to kill everything, just nuke the house.
Yeah.
But it'll give you stuff like kill this kind of spider or use this type of weapon to defeat the spiders.
Or
and
like,
it makes it
like I was in the convenience store and it's like throw away all the trash bags. But I'm because I'm in VR, I'm just like messing around the entire way, so nothing is being taken serious. So anytime I find anything to grab, I just whip it across the map, and then it's like, oh, throw away all the garbage bags, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, ah, crud, I threw one on the roof.
Yep.
Well, that objective's not getting done now.
And you use it to unlock more upgrades for your character and weapons. So
Yeah, and the real and it's not a problem, but the real thing that kind of sticks in my craw, and Joel, let's see what you think on this. Mm-hmm. You hear the spiders skittering pretty close to nonstop, and now imagine that in VR.
The trill
with those headphones.
The trill too. It does the like creepy noise whenever the spiders start to move.
Don't like that.
And then on top of that, when they're exposed, you see like, and you're like freaking out, and I'm trying to smash them with whatever I can. I'm throwing whole like shelves at them, but I'm also not paying attention to the built-in, drawn-out barrier I have created in my VR and punching desks and hitting cabinets in my house. I kicked the couch, Joel. I kicked the couch.
I think we need to start a pool on how you're going to break the TV.
Yes, I got real close and I just smacked the desk and I was like, oh God, thank God I hit the desk and not the... And then, so because of that, the movement is on your thumbstick. So you don't actually... I mean, you can move, but in my environment, I don't have like a giant gaping space unless I want to take this out to the hill and the park up the street, but I don't want to do that. So because of that, I'm using the stick to move, and that kind of is what puts me into like a weird like, oh, my tummy don't feel so good. I could probably finish this level, but I'm not gonna keep going at this. I need to stop for a second because I'm getting real queasy.
Resident Evil VR or Kill It With Fire? Which one's scarier?
Scarier? Resident Evil, man. That tension's there. But Resident Evil VR I think they both make me equally queasy. So I roughly can play each one for about 40 minutes. I can get a 40-minute playtime, and then I'm like, well, this needs to be put down for like a day or two. Because it also like then you get that feeling. It's not the scary that's the problem. It's actually the feeling of like your tummy gets pre-queasy now because you're like, oh, here we go. We're gonna get queasy. You know it's gonna happen. So my tummy's getting pre-queasy now.
You're Pavloving yourself to where anytime you put the VR headset on, you start getting queasy.
Yeah, and that's kind of the tricky part I'm trying not to do. But I will say it's very fun. Kill It With Fire is very silly. It's got like a very like James Bond like these really cool like sounds and tones, and the theme of it, you're a secret agent for like this spider killing company. And they give you all these different missions and do all this stuff, and like you have to like, you know, press this key code on this thing, and they'll give you a bonus weapon, or like it'll start a spider killing gauntlet, and all these different like bonus things. So it's very fun. You have a little like wristwatch that will have a sensor that will detect spiders that are everywhere, and of course there's different types of spiders: jumping spiders and exploding spiders, and
ones that spit webs in your face.
Yeah, and then of course like the levels. What I didn't realize is that it actually is kind of a progression in story.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole story there.
Like, there's different levels, and the levels are different environments, but if you look, you are moving. So it starts with, like, a house, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go through this house. And then the next level, you're in a different part of the said same house. So, in the last one, I was like, oh, I'm in a garage. And then the next one, you come out of the garage, and across the street is the convenience store, and now you got to be in the convenience store. And it's like continuously going to the next spot, and it's kind of upping the ante of the spider infestation. You're just following it as this kind of agent of spider death. But like again, the gas station, again, you could just like get a shotgun and blow at the tanks, and all of a sudden the entire thing goes up in flames in a giant explosion, and it's like, oh, you killed 20 spiders. And I'm like, well, I also blew up the entire gas station. Well, I guess that works, right? That counts.
Who's the real winner?
Yeah. So it's very funny. It's very funny, and it's got a lot going for it. I just think that I need more space, or I need to take breaks so I don't get queasy.
Is there a death mechanic for this, or is health not really a thing?
No.
No. They don't really attack you. They just like jump at you and then try to run away to hide again. So there's no actual attack of spiders.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about dying. So it's, still scary when a spider jumps out of nowhere. One of the things that I'm surprised you didn't bring up, but you can interact with pretty much anything in the environment. It'll be like, oh, pick up this book. You pick up the book and you can turn it around and then like, oh, there's a spider there.
Oh, yeah.
And then it'll jump out at you. So it's mostly just jump scares.
And I definitely have found like the VR jank, but it's it's not really necessarily a bad one. But it's like I'm gonna grab a book and try to murder this spider so hard that I'm gonna punch the spider and the book through the wall, and now it is glitching through the wall. And I'm like, well, as long as the spider's dead, I don't care if I broke all physics of this level. I'm gonna keep murdering these spiders because they're disgusting. So there's some good VR jank that's there and I think it's like in general, like I'm sure Getty found some jank in there as well, just like in the regular version. But it's fun. It's very fun. I'm gonna keep going.
They added a whole bunch of DLC from the last time I played, so there's seasonal levels now. I did a couple of the
really?
Halloween, yeah.
I'm sure.
Yep.
But
Even
I will
more
be
items.
I will be writing a review for the site.
Ooh, very nice. Everybody's good. No other backlog games for the week. Fantastic. So we'll move on to one last thing, and this week's one last thing is brought to you by prioritizing content over fun. What does that mean? Well, let me tell you, I found out that I need to play through Soul Hackers 2 twice in order to get the platinum. And I unfortunately will not be doing that. As much fun as I'm having with it, and how silly I think that game is, I don't think that I'll play through it twice. I might do the Alex scum save to see the two endings,
There you go.
but I don't know that I'll make it all the way through.
I don't like how that's an Alex thing. That is just
You
not an
have
Alex
admitted
thing.
to doing it multiple
But that
times.
doesn't. But I'm not the only one that's ever scum saved in all of society.
I still
No, but
have
you-
not gone back and seen the other endings to
I'm a hero.
Elden Ring because I think that I should play through the whole thing in order to see those.
You're not the only one, but I'm a hero.
Speaking of heroes, Alex, it's your turn.
Well, this weekend I am, as with every weekend, I will not be playing video games. But I sure am excited to be playing video games during the weekday. I am getting closer to be fully out of debt, Joel. I'm real close to finishing Hard Space Shipbreakers.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
you have
nice.
to get yourself out of debt, and I only have $1 trillion in debt left.
What are numbers?
I mean, it started at 15 trillion, so
Ooh. So
I'm honing in on it.
when you break even, or when you make it big, what's the qualifier here?
When you are out of debt, the game like there's kind of a story as you're going, and then once you get out of debt, the game will be like, oh, okay, good job.
Okay.
Yeah. But every time you die, like, I have to be very careful because every time you die, it costs you a bunch of money because you have to recreate your body, and then find your brain and then put it back in.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Joel.
All right, so you guys might remember a game called Moons of Darsalon that we tried before.
Yep.
It came out this week, so that is out on Steam. I think I'm going to dive right in because I was very impressed by it. I just got to say, though, they describe themselves as a retro action save them all platformer, which I think is a very smart way to describe something instead of a Lemmings like. So good on Moons of Darsalon for coming up with a clever description of their game.
Alec.
I am going to be fiddling with my Steam Deck.
Ooh, fiddle
Playing
with it.
some.
How quick
Yep,
before you
playing some
break it
Battle
have to
Network.
reset it?
I am doing nothing to this that I have to fiddle with it too much. All right, I'm going to turn it into an emulation station.
There.
Alec, did you see that Deep Rock is playable on the Steam Deck?
I did.
Yep. And to be fair, Phil got some Switch games running on it. I think he played Bayonetta. He was playing Bayonetta 3 on it last time I checked.
You can
Great,
do
so
that.
I don't even need a Switch anymore.
Right.
I don't condone this behavior.
Why? Why?
Because the devs need money for them to make awesome, excellent games.
Lisa needs braces.
Yeah. Dental plan. Okay. Thank you for that. Good night.
Later.
It was a good try. And that'll be it for this week's episode of Super GG Radio. Before we go, you can find us on Twitter at Super GG Radio and twitch.tv/Super GG Radio, where Thursdays, like tonight, are a podcast night. You can watch us live. Weekends are getting kind of dicey, but you may still find Joel on Saturdays trying to solve the vampire problem. Did you solve it?
Yeah, dicey's the right word for it. We're into sports season now, so I'll do my best there. Otherwise, I've been popping on Overwatch here and there.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I mean, if you really hate yourself,
I do.
okay.
It's the perfect game for me.
Mondays, Alex, how close are you to being done with Kakarot?
I'm going to start the Boo Saga this week. I took a little bit of break. I had some stuff going on this week, but I will be back on the Boo Saga. I'm going to start. There is an intermission of filler episode content that I'm going to try to knock out off air, so I could just jump into the Boo Saga project.
How come I feel like that is the content that people actually want to watch instead of you doing the battles? Like,
the epic battles are sick, man.
I'm sure that they are, but how
Goku driving a car racing Piccolo, I don't know. Maybe people really are into that. I don't know.
I feel like people would be like, oh man, this is just wacky enough. So that's Mondays. Tuesdays are Dope Beats and Skater XL. Alex has been breaking his board and making TikToks. So
yeah, I'm enjoying Skater XL. I'm having a blast. It's still a good time. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to listen to some Young Gravy and then deal with it.
And then deal with it. All right. So if you'd like to reach us with questions or input, our email address is mail@superggradio.com. And provide us a review on iTunes or the podcast app of your choice. Thanks for listening, and GG Alex.
GG Getty.
GG Joel.
Good game.
GG Alec.
GG.
Woo, we did it. Another episode in the can. Hey guys, it's 420. Blaze it.
I'm impressed we got this far without somebody saying something.